So fucking what?
I try and make myself more aware of the other person in those situations and make it more about the other person than myself. It's not always 100% successful, but I have a keener awareness of that. A few years ago, it was more about me and my own needs and what I had to do, and I would squeeze in time for other people in those type of situations, you know, to my accord. Now I just feel that it's sort of turned a little bit.
And I always think it's great when kids come up to us and tell us, you know, whatever they want to tell us. I think well, I really appreciate it, and for me, it tells us that, you know, you're doing the right thing. If we can move people in such a you know, emotional way, I mean, to me, that's pretty cool, and it means a lot to me.
On the opposite spectrum, does it at all affect you when fans say negative things about you, and is it hard to ignore that scrutiny sometimes?
Well, you need to balance it out. You can't just read all the good stuff about you. You have to read the bad stuff too, and take it all in perspective. For me, I just find it really entertaining reading all the negative stuff. And I really get a kick out of that. You know, because I can apply it to my truths and see whether or not, you know, I can live with it or not. You know, I mean, but yeah, I think it's really important to balance it out. Definitely. I know people who just will not, you know, pay attention to anything negative, you know, in their career. Whatever, you know, I just think it's really important to be balanced.
I think there's a couple of ways that people criticize. One way, well, when I read something and I can laugh at it, that means it doesn't really fit. And then sometimes there's stuff that's like, hey, that hurts a little bit. Maybe there's a little truth. I think there's a little truth to that, and check that out. And then there's just the flat out people out to hurt you just to be mean, and that's just like, that hurts no matter what, you know, no matter how strong you want to be, it's gonna hurt a little bit. So, you know, the more confidence we have of what we're doing and ourselves and individuals, how we have each other's back, you know, like all the Napster stuff that, you know, the residual stuff that Lars, I feel, carried for quite a while, you know. There was a lot of shots taken, and that sucked. And you know, I feel we've got each other's backs more now, and it feels a lot better to you know. And I look back at all of the crap that I did to help kind of instigate some of that stuff, you know, just kind of cheap talk within the press and the band, and you know, just to make myself kind of feel okay, and it's not okay. The end.
I think the only other thing to say is that it's also, I think in the past we've had this very aloof arrogance about, you know, fuck you, fuck you. And maybe at that time, that was how we choose to deal with a lot of those things. There are some things, I don't mind being more vulnerable, and I don't mind being more open about my vulnerability. And some shots you take, they do hurt, even though you always try and put your best chin forward or your best foot forward and just pretend that it just, ricochets, yeah, right off you, you know what I mean? And you know, a big thing that James has taught me a little bit about is, you know, you make the decisions about what you want to take ownership for, and so on. But you know, it takes a little while sometimes, you know, especially in the age of the internet. You know, the privacy that it gives you, that it gives people to take the cheapest of shots possible, you know, that takes a little bit of, you know, getting you know what I mean, getting used to, and so on. And you know, first time you come across some of that stuff, it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Whoa. I don't even realize that, you know, a lot of it has to do with just that these people feel that they can take these exaggerated steps because they are in the privacy of their own little world behind their keypad and all that type of stuff. And some of that stuff just is not so easy to deal with.
So fucking what? Yeah.